Brought to you by DK Audio.
Second Chances at Samphire Bay by Sasha Morgan. Read by Lesley Harcourt. For Molly and John, finally reunited. Man killed in hit-and-run accident. Lancashire Constabulary are appealing for any eyewitnesses in connection to the death of Thomas Boyd, who was killed in a hit-and-run accident on Friday night. The collision took place at approximately 11 p.m. outside the Mariners' public house on the High Street in Carston. A white transit van collided into Mr. Boyd, rendering him dead on impact. The vehicle sped off in a northerly direction. Mr. Boyd leaves a widow, Jasmine. Police are urging the public to come forward with any information. Lancashire Evening Standard, 9th of October 2021. Chapter 1. Carrying the copper urn with great care, Jasmine stepped out onto the deck. She gently knelt down on the wooden floor and leant over the side of the narrowboat. Lifting the lid, she slowly tipped the ashes into the canal. "Goodbye, Tom," she croaked, face crumpled in grief. She watched the remains hit the dark green water and sink below. A slight puff of grey smoke wafted above. Was it her imagination, or had the shape of a heart formed? Then it, too, faded and disappeared. Gone. Tom was gone. The love of her life, best friend and husband all rolled into one magical, perfect person, was in fact no more. He'd been snatched cruelly from her in an instant. It was inconceivable, too hideously tragic to be true. Except it was true. Her best mate, her soul mate, had vanished from her life forever. She was alone. A widow at the age of 29. Jasmine turned to look around their beloved boat, aptly named Moonshine on account of the first glimpse she and Tom had had of her. It had been on a tipsy walk back from the pub one Saturday night. They had taken a shortcut home, past the marina and boatyard, when a full moon had shone a silver beam directly over the narrowboat. "Oh, look!" cried Jasmine, pointing towards the rather dishevelled, lonely-looking vessel, begging for attention. They both moved towards the wire fencing of the yard to peep further in. On closer inspection, they spotted a sign marked, "Merino Repossession, to be sold as seen via sealed bids above the guide price." "Are you thinking what I'm thinking?" asked Jasmine, followed by a hiccup. "What? You mean buy it?" replied Tom, half laughing. "We don't even know what the guide price is." "It's bound to be cheaper than the deposit for a house," she retorted. True, thought Tom, but a narrowboat. They didn't know the first thing about life on the water, only the rather idyllic sense of freedom one assumed when seeing brightly coloured boats chug merrily down a tranquil canal. But then again, he conceded, surely that's just what narrowboats did. Peacefully meander their way down the water with no fuss, taking their time. He was suddenly hit by a mix of realisation and curiosity. Evidently, so was Jasmine. "Just think, Tom, we could salvage this boat and make it into something really special." She spoke with excitement. He looked back into the yard and narrowed his eyes in contemplation. "The money we've saved so far for a house deposit would surely more than cover the guide price." "We don't know that, Jazz," Tom cautioned. "Plus, look at the state of it. It's going to need one hell of a renovation." "But even so," countered Jasmine with gusto, "it won't cost the same as a house or the rent we're dishing out. Just think." Her eyes glazed over dreamily. "Our very own floating home." Tom stared at his wife.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?